The reason I am telling this story is because I know, as surely as I know my own name, that this is no longer a coincidence. For years, I tried to comfort myself with logical explanations. Now, when I look back, I see that all of them lead to the same place. I have lived in the same house since my childhood, an ordinary neighborhood. Tree-lined streets, children chasing cats in the evenings, the kind where everyone knows each other from a distance. On the front side of our house, only two windows face the street, one from my room and the other from the study room upstairs. I say this especially because everything that happened is related to these two windows. The first incident is very old. I don't remember how old I was, but I was in elementary school. One night I got out of bed because I was thirsty. I don't know what time it was, but the house was completely silent. While I was going to the kitchen to get water, I heard the sound of a chair being dragged from upstairs, from the study room. And I knew my father wasn't there. He was out of town. So what was that sound? When I heard the sound, I stopped. Then I heard footsteps approaching the window. When the footsteps stopped, I instinctively looked outside. There was a car on the street with its headlights turned off. Its engine was running, but it wasn't making any sound, as if it was just waiting. I didn't tell anyone anything that night. Years later, when I was in middle school, the second incident happened. This time I was awake. I was studying. My window was open. There was a man standing under the streetlight. He didn't have a phone in his hand. He wasn't smoking. He was just standing there, his head raised, looking directly at my window. I turned off the light. 5 minutes later, when I looked again, the man was gone. But under the streetlight, there were wet footprints on the ground. It hadn't rained. My father said at the, My father said at the time, someone must have mixed up the address. The third incident happened in my senior year of high school. This time I wasn't alone. We had guests at the house. It was crowded. We were loud. I felt safe. At midnight, the power went out. In the few seconds before the generator kicked in, I looked out the window in the darkness. There were three people standing on the opposite sidewalk. All three of them were looking up, at the study window. The moment the electricity came back on, they all turned their heads at the same time. The next day, we checked the security camera recordings. During the minutes when the power was out, the camera showed no signal. Then nothing happened for a long time. Or at least, that's what I thought. The year I started university, the empty house across the street was sold. The man who moved in lived alone, quiet and withdrawn. He didn't have many belongings. He never opened his curtains. But every night, at the same hour, a light turned on in the third-floor window. The light never moved. There was no television flicker, no shadow, just a flat, steady, white light. One night, the light didn't turn on. That night, I heard a whisper in front of my bedroom window. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone felt like someone knew I was there. I didn't open the window. When I woke up in the morning, there was a single word written in condensation on the outside of the window. Don't look. The last incident happened last month. I had left work late. The street was empty. As I approached the house, I saw a black car parked in front of it. The engine was off. Someone was inside. As I walked past, the window slowly rolled down. The man inside looked at me. His face wasn't familiar, but his expression was strange, as if he had been watching me for a very long time. You've noticed now, he said. Notice what? I asked. He smiled. What windows are for? Then he rolled the window back up, and the car quietly drove away. Since that day, the study window has been closed, locked. the curtain drawn. But on some nights as I walk through the house, I feel like I'm not the one looking out at the street through the glass, but that the street is looking in. And the worst part is this: sometimes in the reflection, the one looking at the window is not me.